So before we jump into today's video, guys, I just want to shout out all my social media down below for you guys to go check out: Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter. I do post on Instagram, Facebook daily, so if you guys are looking for daily content, go check it out over there. Also, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button here. We do all types of car content, and the channel's still coming up, so we're still growing. I still got more videos to come. With this whole coronavirus thing going on right now, it's a pretty busy season for my job because I'm a truck driver. So I got lots of overtime, lots and lots of overtime right now. In the next couple weeks here, I can start getting back to some more car content. I do have 2 or 3 more videos that I just need to edit together, and this one. So those will be coming. And yeah, let's get into today's video. What's up, guys? So for today's video, we're gonna have some Chrysler content, because I know the last few videos have been all about the van, but we're gonna do the rear brakes and rotors on my Chrysler 300. It's an 04, so this should be the same for 2000 to 2004, so the years that they had this body style before they changed it to the square body style. Like the really square boxy one that looks like the Bentleys or the Phantom. Yeah, the Phantoms. Let's do this. These cheap ass Walmart wheel chalk, and these things were like $4 a piece. They're really helpful. All right, guys. So kicking this video off, it is really easy. Obviously you're gonna want to jack your Chrysler up and take your rear wheel off with one of these. It's really simple. I do have a video how to take your tire and change your tire. Check out that video. You're gonna need a 10mm socket, a ratchet. You might need a breaker bar. And I recommend a little bit of WD-40. I did the other side before I did this video. I had to spray these with WD-40 before I could pull them out, but that's not necessarily needed. And then obviously you're gonna need a new rotor and new brake pads, which I have right here. I got some rear brake pads and the rear rotor. I also have the front rotors for the car, but the front brakes on this don't need to be changed just yet. So once they do, I'm going to change those rotors out as well. So for today's video, we're going to be dealing with these. So once you take those back bolts out, you're going to come in here and you should be able to wiggle your brake caliper. You'll be able to wiggle like that, so you know that it's out. You might need to get a pry bar, stick the pry bar right in here and pry the caliper off. Now if you're going to do it from here, make sure you're replacing the rotor, because if you're going to pry it from here, you might damage your rotor. Okay, so once you get your brake caliper off, well, your brake pad should come right out. Look how flat that is. That's really worn down on this side. The other side was pretty worn down as well. And these pads have been in here so long, the little metal clip that holds this pad in is rusted and broken off. So who knows when the last time these rear brakes were changed, because I haven't changed them since I owned the car. Now, at this point, as long as your e-brake isn't on, which I think mine's is, if your e-brake isn't on, your rotor should come loose. Okay, and it should come off. If it doesn't, here's a trick. Get yourself a good hammer, okay? And since we're replacing the rotor, this doesn't matter so much, but right in between your studs, alright, just right around, and it should come loose. Yep, there it goes. Alright, and then you take your rotor off. Man, this thing is really old and decrepit. Now, you can get these resurfaced, but I highly recommend just replacing them. They're only like $40 each, and just do yourself the favor, just replace them. I mean, if you're on a really tight budget, you can get them resurfaced for like 15 bucks, but for 40 bucks a piece, rockauto.com plus shipping, or your local auto parts store should have them for like $45 maybe. Just buy the new ones. Just buy the new ones and replace them. And then if you are going to replace one, you have to replace both sides. Like I replaced the one on the other rear, and then I'm replacing the one on this side here in the rear as well. So if you're going to replace one, replace both on the rear or both on the front. But like you guys saw, I have the front ones in the trunk. I didn't replace the front ones because the pads aren't ready to be changed. I don't want to take the wheel off, take the pads off, put the new rotor on just to put the brake pads back on the same ones. So I'm just going to wait till those brake pads need to get changed, and I'm just going to replace the whole thing in one fell swoop. Which is another good idea, is just do this all at once. Save yourself the headache while you're here. But that's taking it off. Now you need to grab yourself a C-clamp. Unless you have a brake piston compressor, which I don't, I just use a C-clamp, and you compress this back in. I'll show you guys how to do that real quick, and then I'll show you how to install the new brake pads. Okay, another thing I want to mention is the rear brake pads on both of them have this little like indent, and it's on the other one too, the little indent. Now you want to keep in mind when you install your brake pads, these indents are gonna go on this part here. Obviously I don't have the rotor in there right now, but they're gonna clasp on like that. It's a little hard to show you with the rotor on, so I forgot to show you with the rotor off. But that's how they're gonna go on there. So you want to make sure that when you do put your brake pads in here, that you have the right side, because you don't want to mix these up. You want them to be installed the right way. And this one, no matter which side, always goes on the outer end. And this one has the little like claw that gets pushed into your brake piston. I'm going to show you guys a little trick how to get that pushed in there. And yeah, so make sure you look for these little divots and make sure they're on the bottom. So if you're having trouble pushing this new brake pad with the claw into the piston, there's two things you can do here. You can just push it, like sit here and push it, or take one of your old brake pads, lay it on top, just like this. Doesn't matter which way it is. Take your little hammer and tap the brake pad in so that it goes flush with the bottom. And then boom, now your new brake pad is in there. Here's our new rotor. Here's our brake caliper. You're going to shimmy this over your rotor. Okay. And then in the back, let's see if we can't show you. Can't get it from this angle. Here it is. Your brake caliper has these little rubber feet, these little rubber boots right here. You're gonna have to compress it with your hand, like so, so that you can get them over their bracket there. You're gonna have to push this in. Kind of hard to do with one hand. So then once you get them in there, you might have to give your brakes a little tap there. And you want to make sure your rotor, moves, because you don't want it to get stuck. And then you also want to make sure that this part of your brake caliper, this little L piece here, is on your caliper bracket on the inside. And then make sure you got both your brake pad hooks here And then you can line up your holes there and there. Let's see if I can't get right here and right here. Now, if you wanted, you can put a little bit of thread locker on these. Personally, I'm not going to, but if you want, get a little medium strength thread locker to put on there. Less chance that they'll come back out. Or loosen up, I should say. Because as long as you tighten down well and torque to the right specs, they're not going to come back out. They might loosen up over time, but you know, you don't want that either. Okay guys, so that's the end of the video. Leave a comment down below what other videos you guys want to see. Also, everything's kind of backed up because there's a coronavirus thing. Yeah, I haven't had a day off in 3 weeks. As of the day of this video coming out, will be the first day off I had in 3 weeks. So hopefully we get some more car content coming out soon. I have a couple videos I want to record, but no time to record them. I'll see you guys in the next video. Good vibes, good cruising.